Alright guys, and welcome back to an episode of Project Ozone 3 Kappa Mode. And today we're going to take a look at the quest book and just continue a bit. I wasn't really able to do a lot of planning here since I've basically been ill for like the last 2 days or so. And yeah, so we're just going to take a look into what we're going to do today. I don't really have an idea of what the next smart thing to do would be. But I've seen like a lot of cool things we could do. As I already said in the past, and also going on from the comment section of like the last video, for example, I would suggest that we do the upgrading of the meshes in stream potentially, and then just do a quick recap at the beginning of the next video or one after that. And either way, what are we gonna do? I would kind of love to take a look into some of the other quests. So we do have the patterns one, which would be kind of interesting, which would allow us to go into the Tinker's Construct mod, which I think would actually be one of the smartest things to do. So what we need to do for that is we actually just need a bunch of wood, so we can actually just grab some of the wood we already obtained. So we can just put away our totem real quick, and we can put away a few more things since we don't really need them. Let's just get like a pickaxe and the shovel and the hammer potentially, and let's put away like most of the other stuff which we don't need. Let's keep some of those things though. And what we can do now, and you can just saying you can also possibly hear it in like my voice, but I'm still not feeling that well, but I hope it's gonna be fine for now. I'm also just keeping this a bit shorter today, just so I can push out something, since I'm kind of trying to keep a daily upload schedule currently, which I already kind of failed to do. I know that I don't have to do it, but you know, I'm just kind of trying to do it since there was such a long break before or a bit between like the last few videos and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to search for the Tinker's Construct mod, and then we're just gonna search through this, and we can see that there are a few tables we can make. And the first one we are going to do is actually one we already made in the past, which is the crafting station, which we can just make by putting a crafting table into the crafting field, and then we get a crafting station. And I think we actually need a second one for what we want to do, so we're going to take a crafting station. I think no, okay, I'm wrong. Okay, that's not how it works. I think we just do okay. I think we need chest. No, okay. What am I doing wrong? Do we need a normal crafting table? I think we need a normal crafting table. Is that right? Also, where did my internet just disconnect? That's are you right? We're not going to question that. Either way, we're going to do those blank patterns. I actually think you didn't hear that, since I don't think my system audio is being recorded, so you don't really hear things from my system, but I heard like the disconnect sound, you might know. Alright though. We get those patterns, and I think, yeah, we can, okay, that we can combine. So we get the tool station, which is one part of what we need to do. And then we can, I think, take this one and combine those. So we get a standstill table. We can do this, and then we get, no, not like this. We get the power builder, and we can, I think, do the chest and get the pattern chest. And I think that's all we need, yeah. So we can be rendered of kindness, as we always do. And we get the nice sound in the background, and then we can close the quest, and we get the pattern quest completed. And we're actually going to do something with that. We're not only completing the quest, but we're actually going to use the things we just made. And to do that, we're just going to place down the crafting station, and we're going to place down the tool station, the stencil table, the part builder, and the pattern chest. I'm not sure if this is like the correct order to put them into, but it should be alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the blank patterns in here, and then we can click on the pickaxe, for example. And what we can do is we can go into the stencil table, which, yeah, no, we need to put the blank pattern into the stencil table, and then we can make a pickaxe hat pattern, as well as a tool rod pattern, and I think the binding pattern. And then we can put those in the part builder, and we can combine this binding pattern, for example, with a bit of wood. And then we can do the same thing with the stick. And then we can put the pig's hat in there and combine that with some stone. And doing so allows us to go to the tool station, and then we can put that in here and we get a stone pickaxe. But this one's a bit special because it can be upgraded with modifiers and also by using it quite a bit. It gains XP and leveled up to new levels basically. And it can also be repaired, so it doesn't never really entirely break. So we can actually get rid of our old stone pickaxe because we don't need it anymore. And we can basically do the same thing with other tools. We could, for example, do a shovel, though we actually don't need to do that since there's something called a metal, which is basically a combination between a shovel and an axe, which is quite cool to say about slot in the hotbar. So we're actually going to do that. So we're just going to go over to stencil table again, and then we're going to make a shovel head pattern, and we're going to make an axe head pattern. What we can do with those is we can, what we can also do is we can put all those patterns in here, and then if we go to the into the pattern chest, and if we go to the part crafter, we can actually see the things over here. And what we can do now is we can just make a tool rod again by putting some wood in there, and then we can go there and grab a shovel head, combine that with the stone, and do the same with the axe head. And then we can go over here, do the metal, and there we go. So we also don't need the shovel anymore. We can just put that one away. And then we could technically also do the same with a sword, which I would kind of like to do. So we're actually going to go over here again, and we are just doing the sword blade. And what was the other part we need for that? I actually don't remember. We need, okay, yeah, we need that part. There we go. So what we can do now is just put those in here again, and then we can go there and make this out of wood, I would suppose, and then we can make this out of wood, and then we can go there and make the head out of stone, for example, and then we can go there and tell it to make a sword. There we go. The hammer we're going to keep though, and I don't think there's any other tool we need to make right now. One thing we could do would be the crook, which we could also do with this mod, so I would actually say we could do that. We just need to make, let me do like 2 stone tool rods and 2 out of wood. I think that's kind of cool for now, and we can upgrade that later. And then we can just go there and put those there and those there, and we get a stone crook with a durability of 104 and a few other stats. There we go. And I don't think there's any other thing. Okay, we can actually make a hammer. Oh, I didn't really realize that's a thing. If we can actually do that, let's also make the hammer pattern. And I don't know if it's actually the same type of hammer. Smash blocks into smaller bits than smash them again. So it's actually the same type of hammer on this one, I think. So it also allows to crush cobblestone into griffins, all that kind of stuff. If you didn't see that, go watch the other episodes on the channel. You can find them also in a playlist, which will be linked at the end of the video. Or, yeah, exactly. You might also notice that I'm speaking a bit faster this episode. This might also be a bit because I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say stressed, but I'm definitely under a bit of a tension because I'm still not feeling that well, and I'm really just tempted to get this video finished so that you guys can actually have something to watch. So, you know, just kind of trying to get things done and not make it too long. Okay, so let's make the binding out of wood, and let's make the hammerhead out of cobblestone, and then we go to the tool station again. We put those parts in there, and then we can actually get rid of this one, and we should be able to use that. Let's actually check on that, and then I'm probably also gonna slowly come to an end, as already mentioned before. So we're just gonna take the hammer, we're gonna use that, and we get a bunch of gravel. There we go. So if we upgrade that a bit more, we'll be able to use it a lot more than we currently can. So currently it's going to be destroyed quite quickly, but it's also not going to be completely destroyed, but we can just repair it using cobblestone, and over time we can upgrade it to higher levels, which will allow it, which will allow us to basically use it a lot more than we currently can. So that's quite cool. And with that being said, yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you in the next video, hopefully feeling better then, and yeah, bye bye.